So arguments that don't support free will is the concept of determinism. So it's basically saying there is no free will. You're not doing things by choice. It's led by a cause. It's pre-decided. Then there is this concept of omniscience. It's a theistic concept, and it basically says God knows what is going to happen, so therefore there is no free will. Third argument is the psychological determinism. An action need not be physical in nature, it is mental, and the mental activity starts way before the decision is made. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verse 19, uh, said something which resonates with Benjamin Libet, who's a human consciousness scientist. And it's to the effect of nature alone does all the work through the body. Deluded ego thinks that he is the doer. There's this concept of gunas in Hindu theology. Gunas are basically modes of nature. There are three modes of nature, very broadly categorized as sattva, rajas, and tamas. It's all these forces that are channeling through you and making you do things. The experiment showed that a person was made to choose between two buzzers, and before he pressed the buzzer, the scientists saw that there was some neural activity in the brain before he pressed the buzzer. So that is the concept of psychological determinism. The fourth argument is logico-semantic argument, which basically states that any statement about present is either true or false, and any statement about the future is true and false both, because it's unknown. Now, arguments that support free will, first is introspection. Through introspection, you know that a feeling is a true report of an experience. So when you write a story, you feel there's creative freedom, you feel there is free will, and because you feel it, it is true. The second argument in support of free will is ethical appraisal. It says that Gandhi was non-violent and Hitler was violent. We praise Gandhi and we condemn Hitler because we know it was a choice that was made. The third argument in support of free will is pragmatic self-refutation. What does that mean? Those who argue against free will have somewhere acknowledged that free will exists. Otherwise, there is no need to make an argument. Then there is free will and determination, both coexist. And it explains that within the predictions, within the confines of destiny, you can exercise free will. A mathematician is free to draw upon new theorems, but it has to be within the axioms of math. If you betray the principles of mathematics, you're not going to come up with a new theorem. So total chaos is not freedom. Okay? And there's a very interesting perspective by Swami Vivekanand. Only when you're awake in the conscious, the ego sees and believes it has free will to exercise, but ego does not know that when you're asleep, the mind is just operating on its own. So the implication of responsibility that everything is predestined gets into nuance, because if you're blaming your actions on something, you need to follow it to the T. And then when the outcome, whatever outcome happens, is God's will. If you say, I've sinned because it's God's will, then you must submit to God. You must read the Bible, you must do everything that God says and believes in. And when you do that, you will not commit a sin. The second thing that you hear a lot is, oh, I can't communicate because Mercury is in retrograde. So again, if you are saying that you should follow whatever astrology says about what to do when Mercury is in retrograde. So with increased awareness and introspection, if we can isolate the causes, you can know that there are certain factors that are leading you to a particular action. Now that means that if you change one of these factors, if you change your belief, or if you change your desire, or if you change your temperament, it can lead to a different action. That very loophole. That's where free will actually exists. So in Vedanta philosophy and according to Sri Ramakrishna, both determinism and free will are applicable to human beings. And how free you feel is actually directly proportional to the amount of spiritual awareness you have. So if you have more awareness, you will feel that you have the option of making a choice. If you're not aware, you're on autopilot, you'll be blindly doing things and you'll feel that you're under the spell of your karma. Karma is a lesson of relation to an experience, how you relate to an experience, and its corresponding lesson. If you touch fire, you will get burnt. What causes birth? Why were you born? At a very conscious level, was that your choice? If you were born, then a cause preceding that will to be born maybe signifies that there is past life, could be a possibility. There is a number of lifetimes you need to make 7 spiritual ascensions. There are 4 types of karma. So number 1 is sanchit karma. Sanchit karma basically means it's that piled up karma. It's accumulated stored karma. It's the baggage you come with, good and bad. If you've done something good, good has to be experienced in return. The second type of karma is prarabdha karma, means the actions that are already set in motion. So astrology also gives you insights into the karma that is set in motion by you, the deeds that you've already performed, and the consequences you're about to meet. If you're made aware of that, the effects can be minimized. The third type of karma is Vartaman karma or present karma. Here also free will applies. And this is sort of the realm of karma, which is instant karma. Under this, there are 2 types of karma. There is Arabdha karma, karma that has been undertaken, that you've already at the receiving end of your actions. The second type of Vartaman karma is Anarabdha karma, which is dormant. It's like a seed that will materialize later. For example, 2 people commit crime. One gets caught, one does not get caught. The fourth type is Agami karma, means karma that is coming. When you fragment karma into 4 parts, you will see where all you can apply free will and where you have to meet the consequences. If you're aware what consequences about to come, you can minimize the effect of it. So if I have to give the analogy of these 4 types of karma, imagine an archer. So the sanchit karma is that the bundle of arrows in the quiver. Now you take an arrow and you release it. Okay, that's your prarabdha karma. You've already set it in motion. So it will hit a target. You can't control it. Or can you? If he's aware in the moment, with another arrow in his hand, he can detract the already released arrow so it does not create bad karma. The result of the arrow that he is about to shoot, that's your agami karma. That's not being created yet, but it will be. So key takeaway is when you misuse free will, you will suffer. When you do something out of choice, you are creating new karma. Astrology accepts and integrates the concept of past life and free will. So if you believe that there is free will, you have to believe in the concept of past lives. because when you're sleeping, there is no free will, but your body is still operating. And soul, it wants freedom, it wants liberation, which lies in awareness and conscious actions and complete detachment of outcome, which is surrender to the higher power. Is free will recognized with a purely physical world? Yeah, when you look at your life, you do realize there is free will. You have the option of waking up at 6 or not waking up at 6. So, at a very basic level, free will exists. The second stage is upon investigation, what neuroscience says, what philosophy says, what religion says, there is no free will. Ultimately, you do make choices, but they lead you to where you're supposed to go. The third stage is when you surrender, when you completely surrender, you experience freedom. Not free will, you experience freedom. Freedom is beyond the concept of free will. Very interesting thing a lot of people don't know is when you take an oath of celibacy, that chart is burned and redrawn on that very day and that very time. And the house of Artha and Kama, your earth signs and air signs, are completely eliminated from the chart. So only half the houses exist as opposed to a normal person's birth chart. A lot of people don't know that actually it's science that does not believe in free will. Astrology does believe in free will.